one of the worst pains that a man can feel is somebody collecting his babe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Good Living Podcast. It's your man, Cook Boy, and I'm here with Matilda. Matilda, say hi to the channel. Hey!
Hi, my name is Matilda, and I'm excited to be on this episode of the Good Living Podcast.
Yeah, so let's get into it. You're trying to figure out why your rich aunties cannot find a man, why they cannot get husbands, why successful women struggle with settling down. And we've outlined a couple of reasons that we think. You've told me about the men being afraid, mm,
Yeah.
or intimidated.
Mm-hmm.
What about the women not being desirable enough?
Yeah, that's true. That's the thing. But a lot of them are beautiful. Maybe you should have said the age.
Okay. Yeah.
Because for you to be independent, successful, established, you definitely like fall under you see that you are in your late 20s or your early 30s or late 30s or early 40s. Yeah, about. And these guys now, they want young girls. So that's a problem.
Yeah, that's one thing too. But the thing of confidence and like, them being intimidated is also a very, very real factor because I have a guy. There's this girl I used to talk to, one very fine girl that was around where we were then, you know, but she used to drive the C300, one nice Benz. My guy was just driving one of that normal Kia or something. So him and this guy, the rapport is good though and everything. But
Yeah.
when I ask him about her, he will say, Kai, she's too much for him. That they talk, but from the talk, from their discussions, even though they vibe, she's too much for him. And so he's not really going to put body there. And even though he felt like he liked her a little bit, he still didn't take her seriously because of her level of success. Well, the thing is, I think some guys they've seen how it ended up for some other people, and they don't want it to happen to them as well. That's why. So women who have money tend to be less submissive or less respectful. It's not. I don't. It's not a bad thing to them. It is a bad thing to be like that, but I'm not saying all of them are like that. But men look at it like that, and they are scared of that kind of disrespect, especially going into a long-term or marital relationship.
But it's the same men who are preaching they don't want a lazy woman, they don't want a lazy
Mm,
wife, they want you to do something. Okay, so what if you start doing something and you just get more established
yeah.
than your partner?
Okay.
It's
So
not your fault.
yeah, no, that one is not. It's not our fault. The thing is, if you have if you have something you're doing as a lady, it makes you attractive to most men. Not if you have like huge success in it, where you're like the number one person in the town or something. But like now, a lot of men marry tailors. You see all these girls are so they get married quickly. People that bake stuff like that. Men always take them serious because at least this girl has her own income that you can point and say this is her income and she's working hard at it. So that is good. You get, and then so if it happens that okay, there's this guy, he's making X amount of money and it's plenty enough, and with that amount, he's making more than his babe who is a chef. If it happens that the girl starts cooking or baking or whatever she does and she becomes really huge, she gets one huge contract and starts making a lot of money more than him, there shouldn't be a problem with that relationship. To me, even though she has started making more money than him, there's a certain respect that he has already built in those early stages of the relationship where he was making more than her. And all he does needs to do is to maintain himself. Now, the thing is that the girl has enough money to maintain herself now. You get. So she doesn't need to ask him for a lot of money anymore, or even any money at all anymore. Which is a plus to him. So as long as he can hold his own, you get, maybe still take her on dates and be a man and not ask her for money for her own money. I think his respect will still be in place and the relationship will still be in place.
But we're talking about those rich ones
Those
that
rich
can't
ones
find
that can't
a
find.
man. Not because it's their fault, because no man is moving to
Okay, but
them.
it depends on what you prioritize in life. Like
Yeah.
you want to say something?
But don't you think sometimes you just get caught up and you just not like, or you just feel like why you are at this, that will happen, and then that doesn't happen, and you just keep going on this other and
Okay, see, okay, like for example, now while they are chasing their career, they'll meet a man
yeah,
that you
they
see the
want
problem with these
serious.
people. what the problem with these women, it's not as if they don't used to meet men. For example, now, if you're a woman between maybe say 18 and like let's say 35, you are young, you are hot, you look good that period. So men will be coming for you that period. And like I said, it's a thing of priority. Now, a girl who doesn't have too much going for her financially, maybe she has one small business she's managing, or she has a small job she's keeping. That kind of girl, when a man comes into her life, she prioritize the man. Because first of all, the man might even be offering more than her job, you get, or he might have the potential to surpass what she's earning too. They might be in the same level, but because she gave the man time, she can actually now begin to see that he has dreams and stuff, and then she will slow down on her ambition and then take the relationship seriously. So those kind of women are the ones that like have, if they break up, they'll find another man, and then eventually they'll get married quick. Then there's also these ones they're talking about now is maybe they thought it to come along the way. The mistake I guess that they normally make is that they expect the man to fit into their program. You get, and then men are not built to meet a woman and then fit into the woman's program. They are meant to meet women and let the women fit into their own program. So maybe those men have met men, and then the men require attention that they are already giving to their career or their job. And so even if it's not black and white that life tells them to choose, eventually life tells them to choose. And but just by the small small choices they make, refusing to take his call when they are at work and stuff like that, it will put a strain on relationship and then those relationships will scatter. Young
Thing
woman,
is,
bro.
it's
Oh,
not bad to be established, but it's
yeah.
now starting to seem like it's bad because you are just going to live a lonely life. You're just going to look at your friends and everything is going to
Mm.
change around you because your friends are actually going to be in marriages, having kids, and you're just there with so much money with nobody.
Okay, but flip it the other way. You also have to have your so much money and no kids, and your friends will not have that much money. They have to depend on their husband for a lot of things, but they have kids, but also they don't have the money that you have. So it's a trade off. It's a trade,
But
kind of.
it's obvious who is going to be happier. Between the both of like
Yeah, but some
it's
people like to, it's not everybody that likes to get married. A lot of young girls like to tell themselves that they don't need marriage. But I don't pay any mind to those ones because I'll tell you, ask when you get to 50 and you're not married and you are genuinely happy with yourself, then come and chat to me. Old.
maybe they're just like maybe it's just a facade that they're trying to put out there because I don't think anybody will you'll be fine, have money, then you'll not have even a kid, a husband, like nothing. A lot of them just let it slide till they can't even have kids. Like they don't even make that decision of
Yeah,
since I don't have a husband, let me have a child. So everything is just like they're just lonely. Like,
yeah. So you, Matilda, you believe every woman every woman wants to end up married with children,
yes,
or they'll be happier if they do that.
yes.
Every woman
Or
will be
even
happier.
if they don't end up married, they'll be
Mm,
happier with a kid or kids.
yeah. The thing is, I don't think these people they are not meant for them. Obviously, they are meant for them. But the problem is, as is the problem with everything, actually, what you want is often scarce. Like now, why do you think so many married men are cheating? It's because every girl wants a financially stable man, right? And for the most part, it's financially stable men that get married. So while there's millions of these financially unstable guys around, nobody's giving them face. They might toast 10 girls. None of those 10 girls will answer them. But there are plenty. They are the majority. They make up the majority of men in society. Married men are just a small percentage. But then everybody's flocking to married men. So those married men are spoiled with options. You get, because they are the ones they are hot now. So it's the same way these women, because of the level of life, so the way they've climbed up the social ladder, men that are able to impress them are now very little. And the people in competition for those men are plenty. So you take it that she's making 500K to 1M a month, right? And the kind of man she wants now is a man that is making 1M, 1.5, 2 million a month. This boss lady wants that guy. You that is a university student or a normal girl, you also want that guy. So he can have any of you really if you want. So now, why is he going to choose you, the boss lady, when you are most likely older and you come with drama because you think you have money, so you don't want to? You get there's some certain talk. Normally, if you were not rich like that, you swallow it. But there's certain talk the guy will talk you to you snap back at him. And a man that has made money and wants to be, he has made money now, so he expects a level of respect. So if you're
Yeah.
he's used to women worshiping him. So if you're giving him much like that, he just be like this one your wahala is too much, I think. And I think that's how most of them just go through life, just
Yeah.
missing out on men because of the small small things. And it's what they it's not even it's a blessing and a curse, really. What do you think anybody can do? You.
Okay. So let me just focus on the people who this thing is about, like women. So I feel like as a young girl, like, but I even feel like it's really better to just try to settle first, like get married, or like just plan your life. If you want to have kids without getting married, it's fine. You can just start from somewhere. If you want to get married, then have kids. If you really want to be happy, let me just put it like that. Just try to like settle down earlier. Like you can have a career, something you're pursuing, but just settle down. You still do it while you're in your marriage, especially if you have an understanding partner
Mm.
that will support your dreams or whatever you want to do. It's really better than pursuing your career and leaving out every other thing.
But some women
And
don't want to. They don't want to take the risk of. I hope my partner will be supportive for me to follow my dreams. So they go and follow the dreams first.
after following the dream, then you won't have any husband. And
No, yeah, it's people. See, people would argue this. You get with you all the time, because if you ask me, if somebody that wants the truth there comes and asks me, "Cook boy, really, should I be chasing this career?" I will always tell anybody that if you know that you will not be happy when you are 50 years old with plenty money but no husband or no child, if you know that that life will not make you happy, then prioritize the family now, because it's what you build now that you're going to eat tomorrow. You get. So you cannot have it two ways. It's the same way a man cannot have going to work every day, and so that he can get promoted and make more money. He cannot. He's going to miss some domestic life. He's going to miss some part of his children's growth. He's going to miss a lot of things at home when he's living that kind of busy life. And also, if he wants to stay at home with his children and be that very careful father and stay at home with his children all day, it's going to cost him at work as well. So it's the same thing to women as well. So if you want your family, if you want a family, and you people, the family doesn't start until the woman is involved. I cannot be a family. I have to marry a wife. She has to bear me children. So you're at the beginning of any family, first of all. So if you want a family, you have to get that man, join forces with him and start that family. If not, if you say you're going to put your career in front, watch the men that come into your life. You will see that your career is going to be pushing them away. If you really think about it, most women that are single and are at the top now, they've had men come in the past, but it's their career they chose over them at one point or the other. It didn't come face to face, choose, but with the decisions they made, life chose for them, and that's why
yeah.
they're single. So you hear, don't be like that.
But the thing is, time actually changes everything. Like right now, you can feel you should just pursue a career,
Yeah.
just get established. Like you are scared, you don't want to go into a marriage, and you can't do what you've
Mm.
always wanted to do. But later in life, when you've done everything you wanted to do, you realize like time has changed everything, and you don't feel the same way again. You just feel like maybe you could just turn back the hands of time and maybe make a better decision, like choose like to be,
You know,
because I have a friend who tells me that she goes out and when she has a long day,
mm,
like when she gets back home and she sees her kid, she
mm,
gets like she feels uplifted, she feels like she has somebody that like it just brings her happiness.
yeah.
And you now you don't have that. You can go out meet so many mad people that annoy you, and then
Mhm.
you go back home and there's nothing, there's nobody like you can
Yeah.
just talk to,
You
nothing.
know,
So,
some women actually feel like some young girls right now feel like they don't need marriage, like they don't want to get married. No, they are the ones. There are people who are not attracted to men. Like there are people who are lesbians and they don't see marriage in their future. That one, I have nothing to say to them. But if you're attracted to men and you have boyfriends every once in a while, and you are saying you don't want a family, you don't want to get married, all those things. What if because you might be talking some talk, you say how are you going to get a husband? They'll say, who told you I want to get married? A lot of people talk like that. And it's because the advertising we are getting as human beings, because we are consumers of content,
Yeah.
a lot of the content that seem to want to uplift women is not really gearing them towards being good wives or good
Yeah,
mothers and
that's
stuff like
true.
that. It's about getting your own bag, girl, that kind of thing. So the things that you draw inspiration from while you're looking at your phone is stuff that really drives you towards that solitude.
Yeah.
So when time comes, because of the things you've consumed already, if somebody tells you that man is standing in the way of your money or your success or anything, you will easily believe it. And it will not cause problem in the relationship that might eventually end. And you begin to fall deeply in love with your hustle or whatever that you're doing for
Mm.
money.
Okay, so I feel like men are more attracted to girls that are feminine.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want you to be acting like you're the boss. Like
Yeah,
they don't want you to be acting like them. Like
yeah,
you cannot be a girl and you're acting like the man. Like
exactly.
that's not attractive. So, but when you start getting your own money, doing everything somebody else can do for you, you just feel like you can act like a man, and it's very less attractive. So,
Yeah, it's actually less attractive. Nobody wants to marry a warrior. You get, because women are supposed to be, are supposed to be like your safe space.
oh yeah.
Like if I imagine in my head how traditional marriage, like
Mm,
a marriage setting traditionally, how it normally works. For me, I just find it so fulfilling. And I'm like, I know a lot of people don't want to do that these days, but I'm not in my household. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to be the person that provides everything my family needs. And my wife's only border would be to like nurture, take care of the family, take care of the children, be able to recharge me when I get back home, because that's how it worked in the olden days. And they were so good at it. And the women seemed so happy and contented with that kind of lifestyle. Like I said, the advertising these days is now pushing us towards where it looks like you making your own money and being your own boss is the shit. Is when you now get to 50 or 45 and you still need a husband after getting all these things that they advertise to you.
yeah,
You now see that there's a problem and then it's too late. So more women who are housewives,
yeah.
who are at home, who are living this life where they're not doing too much, they need to testify as well. You get. I have some girls I've met, and
Yeah.
we'll be talking, and they'll be talking about how one guy met them, was talking about marriage,
Yeah.
and they're not interested in that kind of talk right now. You get, and it's because they feel like they have time to chill. So marriage is like bondage.
Yeah.
And me too. I see marriage like work. I won't lie. I see it as a lot. I see it as something that is not even in my near future at all, at all, at all. And I have mates that are married. But
Yeah.
the reason is because I don't know the sweetness in it, and I'm quite comfortable where I am right now.
Yeah.
So a girl might refuse to settle down and get married because she thinks her life is going to change drastically and she'll be doing chores and all that stuff. But you're forgetting that there is now a new joy you can derive from that lifestyle of settling down and having a family. Like the love your kids will give you,
Yeah.
satisfaction you have from having children, the satisfaction you have from being able to be a source of nurturing and strength and refreshment to your man. I think a woman will derive joy if she's being a good woman. You get, if you're making your man happy and stuff, you derive joy in it, and I think it's going to be more fulfilling at the end of the day than being at the top of any company.
Yeah, that's true. And most of these girls that say they don't want to marry, they're not ready for marriage, they don't know. They are still in relationships that are almost like marriages. So there's really no need. Just get
Yeah,
married
yeah.
because you are already, what can I call it? Pre-married, or whatever. Like you're already
Yeah, you're
doing
already living
whatever
like the
married people
marriage.
are doing.
Yeah.
So and you're saying you don't want to marry. Like
But
why?
so, but what solution? We need to think of a solution for these women that are already mature now and that want to settle down. What do they do?
Okay.
What do we do?
Solution.
Okay, let me think of one.
Okay.
I think they need to. The, the truth is, the harsh truth is, you've already made your bed. It's time to lie on it. But if you don't like how you arrange the bed, we need to like stretching it out for them,
Yeah.
Abby. So I would say the truth is, one, you have to settle. You have to. The man of your dreams, you're probably not going to get him. It's the truth, and it's not because you're a bad person. Unless you can pretend that you don't have that much money,
Yeah.
Unless when you're meeting men, pretend like you don't have that much money, and it's not by refusing to talk about work or that kind of stuff. Oh. It's by behaving like a broke girl and not like begging, but the authority that you are used to, based on the fact that maybe you have a big business and you have so many people
Yeah.
under you, or you are at the top of the food chain at work in the office. You have to let that all go when you're with your man. Consider yourself that little girl that your mom or dad is raising. Like, consider yourself a little girl that has not achieved anything when you are with a man. That way, you will find yourself being more feminine around him. And that is why some women actually are boss ladies who still have nice, balanced domestic
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
And it's because they're able to do this. They drop all that authority. Once they're entering their house, they know that they are the second authority in the house, and they give their
Yeah.
husband respect, and their husband is happy being with them. That woman, leave that woman, oh, she get money, but they're happy saying that and being like that because they know the woman's money doesn't affect their domestic life. So if you can handle that, then the way you can sneak your way into that kind of lifestyle is to pretend that you don't have that much. You get. So that's what they can do. Yeah, another thing I think they can do is
Yeah.
if you see a man that is showing you some attention, if you know you can manage him, give him a chance. Sometimes, life is quite long. Oh. I mean, at the end of the day, old people will tell you life is short because they finished their time. But life is quite long. So you might be something big now, but if you're able to pick a man, right, that
Mhm.
has vision, his vision, where he's actually aiming at, might be higher than what you can ever achieve. For example, now you work at a bank, you are the manager, you're earning a good wage or a good salary. Then he's something like an entrepreneur, you get, or he's an architect or something. All these kind of people that one thing can actually blow them to make a lot
Yeah.
of money. So that kind of person that is driven, that has a goal that is beyond what you're already earning,
Yeah.
you can just agree because you love him, because you like the guy.
Yeah.
So you leave the pocket out of it, try to be submissive to him and give him his respect. And then try to even support himself. There's a lot of stories of women supporting men to become great
Yeah.
things that are even, what the woman has achieved will become small compared to what the man has achieved.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot. So in that, you should try to be that kind of woman. Find a man that has a vision and then point to him. Hopefully
Yeah.
they won't have that problem.
Something else is if you can't get a man, just get a kid. Like you don't have a generation, I think. Like just have somebody. Like just get a
So they
kid.
should get pregnant. This one
Get
is saying
somebody
get a kid like they're going
yes,
to buy
like
it,
just find somebody you like and just make babies.
have them
Because
impregnate you.
it's better than nothing.
Somebody that has
Because
nice
at this
genes.
point it's not like you have so many options. So you can just that's the truth for me. And so many people just like leave that part. Like if you can't
Mm,
get a man, you should just have kids at least. So
yeah.
you won't be lonely and all. Like how is it going to feel? Like you don't have anybody attending to school. You don't have like while you were growing up, you were being sent to school, you had friends, you're growing up together and suddenly it's your own turn and you don't want to.
Yeah.
So
That's the thing. So that's the thing. There are different things men and women prioritize in life. Oh. You get, and you might say it and it will not slap the way it's supposed to slap, but people who have experienced it will know. For example, if you are going for a reunion, right? If I am 30 years old and I'm going for a reunion, there is something I know that if I have, my fellow guys will envy me. I know that if I pull up that reunion now with a mad car and I have businesses and I'm rich and I pull up to that reunion, I'll have pride in myself. My
yeah.
mates will feel me, you get. But for a woman, if she's say 30 or 35 and they are going for a reunion, if she goes with her car, it's nice, it might be flashy and everything.
Yeah.
But if everybody is married and she's the one that is not married, she's still
Yeah.
going to feel bad.
Definitely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, me, once I go with my car, I'm done. If my male friends are telling me that they are married, I'm 30 or I'm 35, telling me they are married, talking about wife and children. If I have money, it's not going to affect me. In fact, whether I have money or not, it's really not going to affect me that much. I'll be comfortable if I'm able to show that I have gained money and power and success with
Yeah.
my life. The same way with the woman, this money and power and success is not going to work for her. It's the family that is going to work for her. So if you know that is what your gender prioritizes and that's what makes you happy most of the time, then you should chase it more. You get, for your own happiness,
If you want to be happy, you don't want to be lonely and bored for like the rest of your life, you should start thinking of
settling down.
settling down. Or yes, and men, stop advising your male friends to not follow. Like you guys do it a lot. Why are you following that? She's out of your league, like she's established. Why?
If you
That's
wanted
not
to,
nice.
how is it not nice?
Let him be if he loves her.
Oh, see, one of the worst
But
pains.
you guys will not keep quiet. Be like, "Ah, why are you fooling down? She's older than she's old.
One of the worst pains
Mm-hmm.
that a man can feel is somebody collecting his babe.
Yeah.
It's actually very painful though. I swear. If somebody collect your baby, imagine a broke guy, especially university student like this. You have this fine babe. She's like almost the finest in the department. Every man that has a babe that is very, very fine, always, apparently when he doesn't have money, always know that there's this risk of somebody rich are taking his babe. And he knows. And he might be suspecting that they're chatting with his babe, sef, but he can't do much, you get. Sometimes he will just be happy that this girl is with him. You understand? So men understand that pain. And what is the chance? What are the chances of you feeling that pain? Is when you follow a girl that will most likely be attracted to something bigger than you. It's like you're setting yourself up for disappointment. You get, you're following a girl that is used to buying a new clothes whenever she needs to go out. A girl that is using a phone that is bigger than your own, that changes her phone every time a new iPhone comes out. That type of girl. If my friend wants to go and follow her with his heart, me too. To be honest, I will advise him not because I don't like the girl, I don't want their relationship to work. It's because statistically, relationships like that always just end badly because they might go, the honeymoon phase of the relationship will be sweet, you'll be talking to her, they'll be vibing and loving each other, but eventually when she's in a fix, because even business people see red
Yeah.
sometimes, and then her man cannot come through for her. It might cause small see finish in the relationship, even if she doesn't mean it. And another man comes through for her now, for example, maybe a male friend that has been toasting her or something like that.
Yeah.
So the see finish in relationship will come, the jealousy in relationship from the broke guy that couldn't help when another man is helping his babe will come, and they will not start having arguments and stuff like that.
But it could
And
actually work. It could actually still work. It's just same way like you like I want to follow a guy, my friends will be telling me, no, 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 not follow him, it's not good for you. And I'll
mm,
ignore everybody and be like, no, I really like this person. Now if this person likes me, so let's just try to make it work. And girls always let go. Like we just if it makes you happy. But guys, they'll say a lot of
it's
things.
because
So
there's not
they won't
much
let
to lose
go.
now. Tell me, which one is if it makes you happy?
Wow.
If there's a guy that wait, let me see something. If there's this one, this girl will almost surely break your heart. And I told you that pain is massive. When you people are advising, what kind of man do you advise your girls not to date?
I just tell them to do what makes them happy. If it makes you happy.
Really?
Yes.
So a man that has a background of like slapping his exes or beating his exes.
No, not that one too. Like but as long as you are not going to be physically hurt or emotional.
There's no way to know. Had
Mm,
it been you knew for a fact,
yeah,
that this man that this your friend is going to date now
yeah,
is going to break her heart, you would advise her not
yeah,
to date him.
definitely.
Like there are some guys, you already know that they have a habit, like maybe those guys they've casted in town.
Yeah,
They have a habit of juggling like two or three women.
yeah,
Then that man is not coming for your friend. Your friend is not trying to go seriously with her heart. You advise her
yeah,
against him
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Even if the guy, is your friend that he actually likes the truth, and he's saying it with his mouth that all these other girls, don't worry, it's you. You will not believe him because he has a track record of behaving like that. So the same way, whenever a broke guy go hook up with rich girl, it always be last, she will just leave him. Maybe he's not ready for marriage yet, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now she's a boss lady, remember,
Mhm.
and this guy is too broke and she's not ready for marriage yet now. And
Yeah.
then one other guy that is on her level starts checking. She's just going to go with that guy. So
Yeah.
the likelihood of him getting hurt is high. That's why guys would tell him to free her. So it's by go for the girl in your own league, or if you want to get in a higher league as a man, you have to work hard, like so you reach that level.
So I'm saying girls should life is not all about chasing a career, making money, buying whatever you want to buy, and you'll be happy. But in the long run, you realize that's not all you need, or maybe you might even realize that's really not what you need.
Mm.
So why chasing the bag? Don't forget to let the man chase you as well. 'Cause
Yeah. Before we go, don't forget Benny Food Fiesta is coming up in December. That's just next month. Please, this flyer is on your screen, details are on your screen. Do well to attend that show, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's food fiesta. It's chow and everything, you know. And shout out to Topside, shout out to Six Culture, and we'll see you next time. From me and Matilda, is bye for this episode.